been one of those type of Mondays. Oh boy. Just when I thought I was doing good at work and we were catching up and things went wrong. And then when they go wrong quick and fast. Understaffed, overworked, let's just say that. Anyways, a little bit of what I've been up to. I was going to go camping last weekend. Saw a car show coming up, decided me and my daughter go. And if you have teenage daughters or have had teenage daughters, you know how indecisive they can be. So plans A, B, and C did not work last weekend, or weekend before last, excuse me. Then this past weekend I did actually get to go to a car show, and then went to a little arcade, pinball arcade. Had some fun there, spent some time there playing some pinball machines. And then when I went to a interesting, it was an old plantation or old settlement of the town of Daphne, Alabama. I have a video of it, and if I remember, I'll put it up here in the description or up here in the top of the screen. Kind of interesting, a little setup. But anyways, I got 4 envelopes today from all various parts of the world. And I hope these postcards are from all different types of the world and not stuck in one area. So let's open these up and see what we got in today's Mailbag Monday. Okay, so today, this first one comes to me from Sacramento, California. And my phone is doing that stupid thing with the focus. So I guess I didn't fix it last time. Anyways, I had to deal with it for this time. And let's see what we got in this envelope. Got a little thank you card. Check them out if you need some postcards. This is the Ocean Springs, Mississippi's train depot from the early 1900s. Let's see how close I am. The whistle stop. So there was there is still a train depot very similar to this in my hometown of Pascagoula. In fact, they look very, very similar. That particular depot is from 1904 or 1914, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is probably around the same time frame. It's from the L&N railroad company that's no longer going. Just like the one in my hometown, this one had a little art studio in it for a while, and now I'm not sure what's in this one. The one in my hometown is actually empty, and supposedly they sold it and was going to make a little restaurant out of it, but it's been about a year and a half and they haven't done anything with it. So anyways, this is a pretty interesting postcard. I have not seen many, if any, of this. Now, if you look right here, there's a caboose. That caboose is not there anymore. In fact, I want to say there's a fence right here. Those benches are probably gone. This is probably from the 70s, probably early 80s. It doesn't really say. But anyways, this is kind of one of those cool little pieces of railroad history, local railroad history that I'm trying to figure out and collect, and when I can afford it. And then this one, I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was probably pretty reasonable, so it'll go good in the collection. And this next card comes to me from Champaign, Illinois. Never heard of Champaign, Illinois. If you know where Champaign, Illinois is, let me know in the comments below. It's kind of a interesting name of a town. Let's pull out the old Craftsman. See what it can do. Yeah, it did all right. Got a little pink thank you card in this one. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah. Slide it on out. This is a travel lodge. Mobile, Alabama Travel Lodge. I was actually in Mobile on Saturday. That's where that car show was. It was at the Battleship Parkway that I've actually done a video on before. I was going to do a video on the cars and everything, but it had a lot of background music, and I was not going to fight copyright strikes and all that stuff. So, yeah. So this is at Government Street. Now, I'm not sure if this is there anymore. I'm gonna have to do a little research, do a little digging, and see what I can find out about this. I was literally on Government Street Saturday, and I can't remember off the top of my head what is there anymore. So anyways, if I find out what's there, I'll put a little screenshot of a Google Maps, Google Earth street view and see what's there. Wasn't a whole lot of money. Like I said before, I'm not spending a whole lot of money on these postcards. I'm trying to bank my money up, got vacations and things and stuff going on that need more attention than these postcards. But anyways, never stayed here, but at one time I believe the Travelodge was a fairly large hotel chain. It says member of the world's largest network of fine motels. So yeah, at one point this was a very large chain of hotels, and it kind of go along with the local hotel motel history postcard collection that I have. If you're wondering what that is, it's Lee W. Sinclair 4-grain bourbon. If you like bourbon, I suggest you get that one. Anyways, next card comes to us from Richmond, Virginia. I'll mess with my camera. If he wants to mess with me, tear into this one. And they got a little thank you sticker on there. Kind of a fat envelope here. And got an invoice and then thank you, Sean. That's me. Let's get that out of the way. And there's another envelope in here. They very well protect their cards. So what we got here? Okay. This was at the USS Alabama that I was at this weekend. This was part of the Historama, I believe. It was a, geez, I can't think of the name. Like a display of historical things around Alabama or Mobile, if I'm not mistaken. This was a little train depot. If you look, there's obviously a train in the background. There's another train. I don't know where the train was at. I don't know where it went. I know it was at the Battleship Parkway. As far as I can remember, I've never remember seeing the train there. You can see right there, serving Alabama Historama adjacent to the USS Alabama Park. Enjoy the view of the park and Mobile skyline from the train. You also thrilled to the action-packed dramatic history of Alabama inside the Alabama Historama. So the way this sounds is it was next to the park. Now, at one point there was a hotel there. It was a fairly, decent hotel. It did well. Fell into some hard times with the economy. Not many people using or going on the main highway that this is on. So it got sold and became a very, very economical, let's just say, hotel. And then it went vacant for a while and mysteriously caught fire one evening. And then they tore it down, so because it was an eyesore and it was a safety hazard, and they just let it burn down pretty much. Probably the best thing they could do. Anyways, so I'm not sure if this train railroad system, it was smaller, real small, probably quarter scale if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure if that was on the property of the battleship or it was on the property of where the hotel is. Now, if you look in the background, my camera will focus, there is power lines, and there's a building there, and it looks like a billboard of some sorts. I'm going to do a little researching, and if I can recreate this scene now and kind of line things up, maybe. I'm not sure if these power lines are there or that building's even there. I'm going to try to do a little research. I'm going to see if I can line this up and find out where this was. I just thought it was interesting. I've seen a couple of these, and I went inside to just go ahead and get it because it wasn't very much money and good condition, obviously. I wish it had been postmarked because then I could have told about what time frame this was from. I'm guessing 70s. Those people look kind of like 70s dressed people. It could be 70s, 80s. I'm not sure. Like I said before, there's nothing left to this railroad, and I haven't seen anything on it online. So I'm going to do a little bit more digging and more Inspector Gadget research and see what I can find. But anyways, this is a cool little piece of local American, or excuse me, local railroad history in that sort of sense. It'll go good in the collection though. Last card comes to me from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure we all know where Boston, Massachusetts is. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and just tear into this one a little bit. It's kind of interesting protection. It's like a wax paper. I've never seen wax paper before. Hey, whatever works, I guess. I don't know. Okay. This is the Biloxi, Mississippi Edgewater Motel. Not motel, geez. Biloxi, Mississippi Edgewater Mall. There was a hotel on the property before the mall came. It was called, I want to say it was the Edgewater Hotel. I have postcards from it from the early 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, sometime that area. This postcard is probably from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Kind of telling there's like, looks like there's a little Pinto or Rambler or something like that in there. It is not postmarked, so that kind of doesn't help out. But yeah, it just tells you about the mall. This mall is actually still doing fairly well. It is probably the only mall within 60 miles of itself, so it's doing fairly well. I haven't been into it before in a while. There's nothing really that I need to go do or see there or buy there or anything like that. So I haven't been in there probably about a year or so. I don't, anyways, kind of tells you a little more about it. Multi-million-dollar shopping center, contains 5,500 square feet of mall and 3,200 car parking. 55,000 square feet is not a lot of space. Now, your typical Lowe's, Home Depot, is about 110 to 130, let's just say, 1,000 square feet. So that kind of gives you perspective. That doesn't sound right, because this is a fairly substantial mall. I'm going to guess it's probably closer to 200,000 square feet present day. Now, when this postcard was made, that may have been correct. I'm not sure if there's been additions to the mall when this was, after this was done, or what. But anyways, I think I got a pretty good deal on it at the time, if I'm not mistaken. So, like I said, I'm not paying a lot of money for cards these days. Camera's kind of fuzzy with that. I don't know. Kind of hard to read. Anyways, yeah, just kind of a cool little piece of history. You don't see too many postcards about malls. And I know there is 2, maybe 3 more other postcards from about the same time frame of this mall. I want to say I got one coming in the mail, or one on my watch list or something. Anyways, the fountain is long gone. The business that's there is kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell where this is at. If I'm not mistaken, if you were, like, say that gentleman right there, and you were looking at the camera, there would be a JCPenney's there, and it's still there today. I'm not sure if that was one of the original tenants of the mall, but it could have been. Anyways, that fountain is gone. I'm not sure if I remember that fountain being there. If it was there, it was in the 80s. My camera is losing its mind, going back and forth. I'm sorry. Anyways, so this fountain was probably demolished in the late 80s, maybe early 90s. I don't remember. Hurricane Katrina, this is right on the beach in Biloxi. It's literally across the highway from Biloxi, but it's on a hill. But the hill's probably 6-8 foot tall, but Hurricane Katrina storm surge was 20 plus feet. So there was anywhere probably from 10 to 15 feet of storm surge that went through this mall. But they renovated and adapted and overcome, and still in business and doing well. So anyways, it doesn't look like this anymore. Skylight's probably the same. They don't change skylights but yeah. Fountain's gone. Probably most of the businesses that are here or smaller business that are here in this mall during this time frame are gone. But anyways, just a cool little piece of local history that didn't cost me a lot of money. I figured, why not get it? So that concludes this week's Mailbag Monday. Just got 4 postcards. I thought I had more coming in, but they didn't make it in mail in time. All pretty local. Mobile, Alabama is about 30 miles from me. Ocean Springs is about 25 miles maybe. And Biloxi, this mall, is actually right about 30 miles away from me. So fairly local stuff this week. Or this, this, whatever you want to call it. This video. It's been a bad day. Oh boy. Anyways. Yep, kind of interesting. If you remember anything about the Historama or the railroad that was there, please, please, please let me know in the comments below where it was in relation to the battleship, that sort of thing. It's one of my things right now. I'm trying to find information about it. It intrigues me because, like I said before, there's no relics or remnants of the past of that in the Battleship Parkway. I really, really, for some reason, I want to know where that was and where the train tracks were and that sort of thing. But like I said, if you remember that, please let me know in the comments below. If you remember the Biloxi Mall being that, if you remember some of the stores in there, let me know what some of the stores were. If you ever rode the train coming out of Ocean Springs in the early 1900s, I think it'd be really cool to find out, what you thought about it. If you remember that being the little arts and crafts store, or if you know what's in there today, let me know in the comments below. If you ever stayed at that travel lodge in Mobile, Alabama, or you know what's there today, please let me know in the comments below. But like always, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you next time.